Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Now for today's video, I wanted to talk about all of the new information surrounding Jurassic World Dominion that has just come out from Universal. The marketing campaign for this new movie is just about to start, and with it, we're getting a ton of new details about the film. Personally, I think a lot of this information looks pretty cool, and with only 2 months left to go on the wait, I know that I can't be the only one that's just beyond ready for this thing to hurry up and come out. So let's go ahead and jump into what has just been released today. So, Empire Magazine has the exclusive rights to do some sort of big reveal for Jurassic World Dominion, and today we got to look at what I believe to be an animatronic Giganotosaurus that also has some CGI added onto it as far as like the legs and maybe even arms are concerned. Now, this thing looks huge, and it's sort of stalking the main cast, which is Ian Malcolm, Alan Grant, Owen, Claire, everybody that are behind what looks to be a turned over Jeep. This is probably the scene in the trailer, or at the very end of the first trailer, where we see them all get out of a vehicle and there's like the reveal of the Giganotosaurus with a whole bunch of fire and crazy stuff in the background. Not so sure what exactly is going on here, but the animatronic portion of the animal looks really cool. You can see that this is probably the most they've put into a Jurassic World movie in terms of practical effects that are applied on set in what I'm assuming is going to be an action sequence. As far as Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom goes, they did use a lot of practical effects, but they were usually like in a cage, or in the case of the Tyrannosaurus blood transfusion scene, they were actually in the back of a truck with the animal being sedated. So they didn't really get a lot of those really classic usage of the T-Rexes that you see in stuff like the Lost World Jurassic Park, where they actually lift an actor out of a vehicle before turning over to CGI and ripping him in half, or, you know, even the original Jurassic Park where it attacks a Ford Explorer, or, you know, all that stuff. They don't really do that anymore, but here it looks like they're actually going for some sort of attack scene that's not just, you know, a sedated animal or something in a cage being wheeled out. So I'm pretty hopeful that this is going to be really cool. The design of the Giga looks pretty interesting here. I'm really a fan of the head, which is way more accurate than I think a lot of people thought it would be. It's not exactly flawless. You're not going to take me out of context saying that, but I do think that it looks like what it's supposed to, which is an animal that already had the Indominus Rex DNA fused from it. So yeah, it's looking pretty rad. Now, apart from this new animatronic reveal, or, you know, animatronic fused with CGI, we also got some new Empire Magazine covers, the first of which features Alan, Ellie, and Ian along with a Pyroraptor and Dilophosaurus, and the other one has Owen, Claire, and 2 new characters played by Mamadou Athie and DeWanda Wise. Now, what's really cool about these covers is, again, and I've been saying it a lot lately, Jurassic World Dominion seems to be focusing on more of a wild Isla Sorna from the Lost World sort of look, which is really cool. As many of you guys know, it's my favorite Jurassic Park movie. It's not as good as the first. I don't care. I'm tired of the cynical millennial BS. I really like the Lost World Jurassic Park, and I think it's a really cool movie, and I think that it's really cool that Dominion is actually utilizing that stuff for this film. Alan Grant's looking really old here. Ian Malcolm's looking very much like he did in the original Jurassic Park, and Ellie, it's finally about time we got to see her back, because she hasn't been in a movie since Jurassic Park 3, and in my opinion, she was severely underutilized there. Now, with Owen, Claire, and the new cast members, this is really cool because we're getting something much more of like the adventure side of this series. The Jurassic World trilogy is much more like a Indiana Jones than what I think used to be in Jurassic Park, which is probably because Frank Marshall is producer, and he was a producer on the original Indiana Jones movies. So, I don't know, to me, you get a very cool modern sort of feel juxtaposed with the Jurassic World generation sort of thing that we've got with the previous cast coming back. I'm really excited for this. Hope they pull it off well, and hope everything pays off the way it's supposed to. Now, apart from that, we also have some other looks at practical effects and animatronics, including the Dilophosaurus, the Giganotosaurus, and even the Microceratus, which is really cool because not a lot of people knew this thing was in the movie, and the colors that they've chosen for the animal look to be like the Leptoceratops from the PlayStation game Lost World Jurassic Park, which I and many of you probably grew up playing. Now, I really like the fact that they're incorporating a lot of these dinosaurs into the film that are used with practical practical effects. I do hope that they look better than the practical effects utilized in like the Star Wars sequel trilogy, because those kind of looked like Muppets. And I know that that's kind of what they're going for, but that was an 80s and 70s audience. For us Jurassic Park fans, we grew up, you know, with these films coming out in the 90s and early 2000s, and personally, I mean, I don't hate CGI. Jurassic Park revolutionized the game when it came to that stuff, so the overly utilized usage of it, yeah, I'm not a big fan of, but I will say if they can make a practical effect look even better with application of CGI to where it doesn't look like some of the more Salacious Crumb, Muppet-looking special effects from some of the Star Wars movies, I'll totally be fine for it. I mean, we've got a lot of looks at different animals here. Dimorphodon, Pyroraptor, Microceratus, like I said, Pseudoceratops is back. This is really looking to be a really big Jurassic Park project that hopefully gets pulled off really well. Other than that, we've also got a dinosaur size chart, which I thought was pretty cool because we've got loads of animals here that are pretty impressive in my personal opinion. You'll notice that the Therizinosaurus is like huge in this movie, which I'm really stoked to see how they apply it to the actual plot. And it's right alongside the Tyrannosaurus here. We've got the Giga, we've got the Dreadnoughtus, lots of other animals listed, but you'll probably notice that not all of them that we know are in the movie are actually listed here. There's no Morosintrepidus, I believe. I didn't see Oviraptor. There's also no Spinosaurus. So, and that's actually something I want to talk about. I'm not so sure Spinosaurus is in this movie, guys, and if it is, it's probably not a giant reveal or anything. They may be keeping that for something else, but yeah, we do have a lot of animals here that are listed on the size chart, and what I'm assuming is that the reason we're getting these here like so broadly is that these are the main dinosaurs for the movie, or at least, maybe I'm wrong there too though, because I don't think a Trosiraptor is really listed, so who knows what's going on with this thing, but it is pretty cool. Reminds me a lot of the stuff I grew up with as far as the Lost World goes, which had a lot of dinosaur field guide material, which, you know, is always welcome in my personal opinion. Now, apart from that, I am going to say that there is some interview stuff that has to do with Colin Trevorrow, which I'm going to say right now, if you guys don't want anything spoiled in the movie, you might want to click off. It's not a major spoiler, but it is something that I don't think they should have revealed in this Empire magazine article. So if you don't want this little thing that has to do with BioSyn revealed, click off right now, man. I'm gonna save you guys the trouble. I don't want this thing to be as spoilery as all the Fallen Kingdom trailers were, and I want to make sure when you go into the movie that you're not like, you know, I was, where you knew every twist and turn before it happened. But yeah, talking about this quote, Empire magazine states that the Giga's home is the amber-rich BioSyn Valley, a name that'll be familiar to fans of the original Jurassic Park. BioSyn was the rival company to InGen who paid Dennis Nedry to steal those fateful embryos back in the day. BioSyn got the contract to house the dinosaurs that have been captured around the world via various governments, Trevorrow teases of the Dominion plot. They claim it's a research facility where they can study the pharmaceutical values of the animals, but there's some other stuff going on. And among their fold is series newcomer Mamadou Athie playing BioSyn employee Ramsey Cole, a very ambitious and forward-thinking young man, the actor teases. So this very ambitious and forward-thinking young man is a part of the bad guy team for BioSyn. They revealed that they are capturing the dinosaurs all around the world and putting them in something called BioSyn Valley, where they're claiming that, you know, they're just doing research for pharmaceutical companies, but no, they definitely cloned this Giganotosaurus. I don't think that's hard to figure out at all. So I actually really like the idea of BioSyn Valley being this actually, I would not be shocked if they got a lot of the ideas for this movie from Jurassic Park Trespasser, where there was a cut level called Pine Valley, which looks an awful lot like some of the scenery for Jurassic World Dominion that we've seen so far, and BioSyn was a part of Trespasser, but not like extremely woven in, so it's not like they're taking something from the game and translating it into like live action. I think there's a little more to it than that, with like gelling other things from the novels and previous films. But I will say that the idea of this place where this company's lying, saying, oh yeah, we're just gonna round up all the dinosaurs and put them in the valley and it'll be fine, and they're ending up cloning more and probably, you know, who knows what they're doing with them. They could be selling them to black markets, they could be, you know, trying to actually integrate them into the world through some sort of exotic pet thing, I don't know. But yeah, it looks like one of the new actors is a BioSyn bad guy that's very forward thinking. Maybe he has a change of heart, which is why he's featured here with Owen and Claire and DeWanda Wise, who I'm pretty sure at this point we can all tell tell is a good guy as well. All in all, I think this is some pretty cool information surrounding the new movie, but I will admit that with over 2 years of build-up and anticipation, I'm at the point where I feel like the movie has not only already come out, but that we've already seen it and have pretty much nothing else to really talk about. I'm not so sure where Jurassic Park can go after this film, which is why I've been doing more videos on Dragon Curve lately, where I review pretty much anything I want, but I am hopeful that this final chapter in the Jurassic World trilogy makes the series of 6 films as good as they possibly can be, and that fans are satisfied. Anyways guys, those are all just my own thoughts and opinions on the subject matter. Nothing else to really say except for the fact that Colin Trevorrow said that he wanted the Giganotosaurus to be akin to the Joker, which I guess is like a rivalry thing because the T.rex is like the main animal on the logo for Jurassic Park, but it's kind of weird quote. Didn't really think it was that important to talk about, but hey, whatever your own thoughts and opinions are on all of this new stuff, I would love to hear them in the comments down below. Now before I go, I'd like to thank all of my game wardens and InGen executives, as well as all of my park workers and InGen hunters as well. You've all helped my channel immensely, and I'm incredibly grateful for all of that support. Now I'd like to thank you all for watching today's video and hope that you enjoyed the content. If you feel like I deserve it, I'd appreciate the like and hope that you all consider subscribing. I'll see you all in the next video guys, and as always, take it easy.